Dark and delusional. Dark and delusional. Dark and delusional. Dark and delusional.
So, we were talking about negative. Really, we've covered three types of hauntings, right? We got the negative things that happen in places and leave, like, negative energy that you walk into these places and you feel, like, on edge, fucked up, like you want to leave. Those kind of places. We got this, like, kind of record-breaking one where, like, events of times that have already happened sometimes flash into our current present we're experiencing, and certain places are more prone to that. We're going to change the word there.
Susceptible.
You know what? Good one, because I wasn't getting that word out. It wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening.
Susceptible.
And then we also touched on how there's non-human, and I'm stressing non-human. Like, I don't think the entities we're talking about have anything to do with our existence.
Yeah.
We have non-human entities, negative in nature, that fuck with you under the right circumstances. But also, these negative entities, I will say, also seem to be localized. They seem to be in certain places.
Yeah.
My story has to do with the negative terrain. I'm going to call it negative terrain. I think that has a nice ring to it. I've been to several places like this in my life, and I think you have too, if you think about it. Like, have you ever just walked through a random area and feel, like, off-put? Like something's not quite right here? Like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about here.
Yeah, I acquire that type of thing to the stone tape theory. It's like...
I think it's very fitting. I agree with you.
It's like something weird happened here. Whatever happened here...
It just left a mark.
Doesn't want me here.
Left a fucking mark.
Yeah.
So, I used to take care of these properties in Detroit, alright? They were on Mack Avenue, they were by the Chrysler.
Detroit's mad haunted, by the way.
Oh, well, this was a mad haunted spot, brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so, this one lot I took care of was, like, pretty much an empty field by bus stop. The company I worked for wanted me to, like, make it look better, so I put in some garden beds and some trees. This place gives me the creeps. I'm like getting the chills.
Yeah, alright,
like,
okay.
I would never go back here again because I hated going to this place so fucking much.
Oh shit. Alright.
Legitimately, like, to the point where, like, whenever I go and work in Detroit, I always bring a fucking joint with me because I know the job's gonna suck for the most part, and I might as well be fucking high when I'm doing it. I would never bring weed when I go work here. This place freaks me out.
No
so
shit.
fucking much. You could tell weird shit happened there, because obviously I was digging in the ground to plant fucking trees. I'm digging up shit. Found a bunch of weird shit. And that's not uncommon for, like
what?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. Like, nothing uncommon for the city. A lot of people dump their shit in empty homes and lots and shit. And in the city, if you didn't know, if they knock down a home, they fill up that whole entire fucking basement with as much bullshit as they can before they knock down that home. And then that becomes an empty lot in Detroit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I was thinking I'd find like kids' dolls and a bunch of fucking weird fucking, just like garbage, like but random garbage. Like, just like people were just throwing random shit in there, you know? For years and years and years. It was the hardest. I'm pretty fit, dude. I was in better shape when I was doing that. And it was the hardest ground to dig through fucking out of, like, any dig I've ever fucking done. I've dug a lot of holes. Metaphorically and literally, people, I have dug so many holes in my life, and I'm telling you, these holes...
And listen, this is coming from a guy named Dick Darity, who has known... What's your name? Stay Puft?
Just call me Aaron. We're done. You can't keep your shit together for the simple name.
I've known this guy for a long time, and he's telling the truth. This is the longest he ever held his shit together. Because he can't do it for very long. I've seen it firsthand. And then what happened?
Anyway, no. See, I was always just taking one step onto the actual property. Like, I mean, setting foot off the sidewalk and stepping onto this ground. It made my body feel weak. It made me feel scared. I was super fucking... And Dylan, fuck you, I forgot your fucking name, too. Dylan knows...
That's Dick Darity.
Dylan knows I'm not that kind of guy. Like,
yeah, I know.
I'm not that kind of guy at all. Like,
you're skeptical.
Yeah, dude, and, like, fucking, like... I would just take one step on this property and it would invoke all these different emotions in me, like anxiety, fear, like honest crazy shit, that nervousness, like shit that I don't typically experience, like anywhere, anytime. Like that's not shit that's like part of my
human emotion. What is this?
What exactly? What is this shit? Get this shit out of here. But it just felt oppressive. It was like you stepped into, like, there was a force field bubble and you walked in and you're in the zone now. And it was this whole entire property, dude. I want to say a block, maybe half a block. It was like a corner lot on a bus stop on Mack Avenue. Super negative, and nothing bad ever happened.
It's just a feeling.
I mean, like, but like also like I'm pretty like agreeable. You have to talk to a lot of people. Come talk up to you when you're working down there. You know, I've never had.
Hey man, what's good? Yeah,
dude. Honestly, there was a lot of that. There's a lot of that. I saw a lot of weird shit. Honestly, on that road, but whatever. I never got fucked with. I always talked to. I always kind to everybody. Like I'm just there to work, so I don't really care about what I
got fucked with every day.
Yeah, dude. I never got fucked with. And but I will say that property like was this like negative.
And I think
zone we're talking about, because, dude, it was so unbelievable. And all it was, people, was an empty lot. There was nothing on it. It was all grass growing. Yeah, I was digging shit up when I was digging these trees, because, man, I mean, I don't know if you ever planted a tree, but most of the time it's not like that big. You do have to dig a pretty big hole. It's like gotta be twice as wide and twice as deep as like the tree roots, you know.
Okay.
But it's like not that much work. But this was the hardest, dude. The ground was just, it was like digging through gravel, but all the gravel was people's garbage under the topsoil of the grass. And it just, being on that property always made me wonder what happened there. Because I truly felt like something bad happened there. Like
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but like,
I want to hear what you got to say.
I genuinely think that's like some stone tape theory bullshit. Like you don't know why when you walk in here it's weird, but like something fucking happened here.
Unexplainable, but you can like, dude, even if you're not an intuitive person, your intuition, it's like that shit that like it goes beyond intuition instinct. You like know something's fundamentally wrong with wherever you are right now. And like I said, nothing bad ever happened to us being there. It's just like a feeling, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a
That's
feeling.
why I was saying. It's like, dude, something about this. It's like the same way where like you walk in a room and you're like, this feels weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but something about this feels fucked up. Like, I don't know why, but like something in here is fucking weird. And that's like a universal feeling. It's like, hey, did you also feel weird when you walked into there?
Dude, it is. And that's happened to me a lot. Like, certain places, man. Another example would be, here, let me think about this. I've been to a lot of places. I mean, I used to be a contractor. I used to go to a lot of fucking places, man. A lot of fucking places. And I'll tell you, at some homes, like, it's like you get to the house and you're like, in it, you're like, what the fuck? What? Like, honestly, you are. You're like, what the fuck? Like, and it's not even a bad house. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing weird going on here.
Listen.
Have you ever... Another thing I want to introduce, but that I think might be either towards like evil entity or just like beyond the categories that we've already discussed, is like the feeling of being watched.
I would associate that feeling with, I've definitely been attached, which comes with somebody watching. And I know this because I've seen it and I've felt it and I've lived it, and it's fucking super weird. I can tell you this. She was really nice.
She was really hot.
She was.
Yeah, it was all great. I got to second base with her, and then she broke up with me.
No, I went no way with her. But I don't want to say her name, but she lived on Morrow Road.
Oh man, you're back to Morrow Road? Oh,
yes!
Oh my god. But different girl. Different girl, just to clarify if anyone listens to this.
No, the first girl was just me on a date, and we're like.
So how old were you when you were with this girl? The
first time?
Second girl.
Oh, this is like months ago.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
So this happened. This sleep.
No, maybe longer, like 4 or 5 months ago. I was seeing a girl about a year ago.
On Morrow Road.
Yeah, and she lived on Morrow Road, and she was telling me all these ghost stories about her family. She's like, yeah, my family, blah, blah, somebody hacked up another guy with a saw, and I'm like,
What?
right, that's what I said. I said, what? But she was super hot, and I was like, I kind of just want to follow this until what? Anyway, long story short, she spent the night over my house a couple times. I spent the night over her house a couple times. And
Wait, so you never got to second base with her and you spent the night with her multiple times? I'm sorry. What was going on there? Like, were you like, good night, you get that side of the bed, I'm putting this fucking great wall between me and you, and then you get that side of the bed.
what was going on, Aaron? Fuck your
I'm sorry.
pretend name.
Yeah, we've already moved on. You obviously can't handle the fake names, Dylan. You obviously can't. It's too much.
What was happening, Aaron? I was trying to be a respectful, normal guy. Something that you can't relate with.
Dude, if you're sleeping, so were you sleeping in the same bed or were you just like sleeping over?
Yeah.
So okay. So there
What
was
do you
like
want me to do, rape her?
no, there was no cuddling. Like
Yeah, we cuddled and we fucking hung out. And
okay,
we listened to cool music, and I would start to do some stuff, and then she's like, hey, I'm not comfortable, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
okay,
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're a respectful gentleman. I agree, and I'd be the same way. I misunderstood. I thought you meant like I never like touched her. I thought that's what you fucking meant.
No, like, we, like, made out, and, like, we did whatever. It was, she wasn't feeling it, and I'm like, that's cool. Anyway, long story short, she started telling me about these demons that are attached to her.
Yeah, I feel like those negative entities, like those triangle people we talked about earlier, can attach under the right conditions. Does she seem like she had negative entities attached to her? Or do you
No,
think she was just
so-
saying that?
She was a very positive person, but everything around her felt evil.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. So like
No, I'm not even joking.
like so she's like positive. Was she like bubbly? Like
Yeah, no,
positive,
she
like,
was
her
awesome.
Her whole personality was like overall positive.
Yeah, like her family, like everyone, like was like super cool.
But like all around her was it like the house or anywhere she went?
Well, at first it was like she was like, "Hey, by the way, I have a demon," and I'm like, "Yeah, shut up. Like, let's get to sucking it." You know, I was like,
Yeah, alright, whatever. Yeah, no,
I was trying.
we cuddled that one time.
No, Aaron, I swear to God, I was trying to get laid, but then it didn't happen. And then she's like, listen. And then she opened up, and I was like, oh, damn, you're actually, like, talking about some, like, crazy shit right now. And she started telling me about this crazy shit and all about her
Well, can we
house.
go into a little more? Did she ever explain? I'm not trying to get into her personal, but did she ever like explain like why she knew she had a demon attached to her? Like what the nature of the demon?
Oh,
is?
yeah.
Yeah. And
Her
would
uncle's...
that be too much to get into here, or can we talk about?
I don't...
Can you talk about it like vaguely, like just not be too detailed about it?
I forgot we were talking about this. We took a long piss break. Yeah, she was telling me all about her family being involved in this like super traumatic accident and this and that, and she lives on Morrow Road, and being a kid from Algonac, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know, and like I be sitting there. Anyway, long story short, I had myself all worked up, and she's like, by the way, I have a guy attached to me, and
A guy.
yeah.
So this wasn't necessarily a demon, or was this like what? Go on. You know, I'm just curious. So this she pictured this thing as a guy, like like a guy like me and you. We're guys, like a guy.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
basically like, if you want to get with me, you gotta get down. If you want to get down with me, And I'm like,
oh no, Spice Girls original.
and I'm thinking about getting laid, so I'm like, well, hell, do whatever leads. I'm like, yeah, just give me your demon, you know.
So she had this attachment, but she wanted the attachments of.
She basically was just giving me a heads up. She's like, by the way, if you hang out with me, you're probably gonna get this attachment.
Okay.
And she wasn't wrong, because for the next 7 months, even after I stopped talking to her, I was getting woken up in the middle of the night because I was getting choked to death.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Like, every night I would wake up like this, like...
Are you sure you weren't just having, sleep apnea or something, man?
No, man. I even recorded myself off my own phone.
You recorded yourself?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh.
I know, I wish I did. But, I set up my phone next to my face, because I'm like, am I getting choked, or am I just, choking on being fat or something? I don't know. But every instance I saw, at some point in the night, I would just go,
Oh my god.
and I would wake up choking. And I really believe that this demon was he's like, fuck you. You're not getting a full rest, motherfucker. And he never let me do it. Ever. And it wasn't until recently I think I got rid of him. Because I finally got an 8 hours long sleep. Maybe a month ago. I started going to therapy and counseling and all these things. And I think all that positive mojo just kind of pushed him out of my life. But yeah, man, I think this guy was he didn't want me to sleep, he didn't want me to eat, he didn't want me to do nothing. He just kept choking me out of my sleep, and he was determined to make me miserable.
Did you ever have a visualization of this guy, or did she ever describe how this guy looked?
Yeah, she said he was lanky and that he just didn't like people sleeping.
What? She literally told that to you?
Yeah.
She was just yeah, so she doesn't like people, so does this entity choke her?
Yeah. Yeah. She said, I used to have this problem where this tall person used to choke me while I slept. She's like, yeah, this tall person used to choke me while I slept.
Did she ever name this entity? No name ever given. Just a tall.
No, she just warned me about it, and at the time I was trying to get laid. I was like, yeah, whatever. So it's that sounds cool. But then it actually kind of followed me home. That's why I feel split on Christian beliefs and just religious beliefs. It's well, I don't believe in angels, but I've definitely dealt with devils.
Yeah, dude, that's a very interesting thought you put out there, because that's the truth. All the experiences I've had with negative entity, which I have, and I don't know if we want to talk about it, we can talk about it later, but my point being, I've only had experience with negative entities. Good things have happened to me, and things that have saved my life have happened to me in the moment, but I've never visualized or really had a concept that was a good entity doing that. But I definitely know when a negative entity is involved in something, man.
Yeah.
I definitely always know, and that is the truth. We can only recognize the devils. We really don't have capacity to recognize something that's better than us, because that's just human nature. But we can always recognize something that's like us or worse than us, and that is the only reason why we experience with that. Yeah, there are. I mean, you read online, whatever, people talk to angels or whatever. But honestly, I ain't too convinced, because honestly, there's a lot of good messages out there, but it doesn't take much to imagine a good message. I could go spend the next week typing up a new fucking religion, and it would sound good, it would have good morals, it would really get the job done for what people need to hear. So, I don't quite ascribe to everything that's like communicated, like, oh well, my angel told me this or whatever. But I definitely know I've experienced negative things, negative entities, negative places. I mean, I've been to cool places before, but like, is it really a positive place, or is it just positive because like I love standing on top of a mountain and looking down, and that makes it a good place for me? Where in reverse to that,
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, it's weird that I don't subscribe to this light part of the world, but I've definitely felt this dark side of the world, and I don't know why. I guess I subscribe to it more because I've felt it and I've seen it.
right? But you can't really believe in one without the other. You just can't. No. I mean, like you can only right now we can only authenticate that one half, right? We generally only experience,
And it's there. I can
negative thing.
promise your fucking mom's ass.
It's there. And it can be subtle, and it cannot be not so subtle, right? That shit happens. We can recognize it. It doesn't happen all the time in our life, but you know what? I think if everyone takes a hard look at their lives, they will be able to think back like, yeah, I didn't like that place, or yeah, man, I thought I saw something weird one time, or yeah, man, like, I swear to God, I had all these dreams about circle people, and they fucking came in and fucking, I'm like, you know
Circle
what I mean?
people. Yeah. Well, you know what's also weird? How come I've never experienced, like, the opposite?
That's what I'm saying. Humans can only recognize what we are like ourselves or less than ourselves. So we only can recognize negative because few or far people in between are actually, like, per se, good enough to see things that are that good.
Oh, you think, like, only certain
Yeah, I think it's a wavelength thing, man. I think you can see things on your level and under your level, but you can't look above it. What was yours of that? I want to know.
It was so dumb. It was at a thrift store.
It was, oh my god, okay, what three? Are we talking about Salvation Army, or are we talking about Goodwill? I need the deets here.
Man, it was at Fast Eddie's in...
What the fuck's Fast Eddie's,
I'll
dude?
tell you what Fast Eddie's is.
Where is Fast Eddie's?
Marine City, Michigan. Fast Eddie's.
Oh, it was one of the antique stores down there, dude?
Yeah.
Alright, Fast Eddie's.
I was taking a girl
You was
on a date, and we went down there, and we started challenging the spears to eat. And then
So you provoked. What was your... Now you gotta tell... What did you do to provoke the spirit? Was it like all verbal? Like you were just like, come get me, you bastards?
She didn't believe in ghosts,
Okay.
but I did.
Okay.
And I was like, really? You don't feel this right
Hang on,
now?
pause. We're gonna go back to me saying that people who have paranormal experiences tend to seek them out, and then go.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. And she didn't believe in ghosts, but I did. And I was like, you don't feel... I was feeling so haunted. I was like, you don't feel this right now? And she's like, no, I don't. And I was like, really? You don't feel this haunting right now? These people around us and this bad energy.
So this was just to clarify, this was in the store when you were in.
Mm-hmm.
So you were in Fast Eddie's and you were like just like feeling the bad juju.
Yeah.
Alright.
I felt the bad juju the second we walked in the fucking front room. But now we're in the basement. She's like, no, I don't feel it. I think you're crazy. And I was like, alright, spirits, I open myself up to you. If you want to fuck with me or my girlfriend or whatever you want to do, I just want to feel you rattle, bitch. That's what I said.
Well, Dylan, that was a horrible idea. What?
Yeah, I know.
What? You were just like, I have to prove to this girl that ghosts are real, like, so bad that you're like, come to me, devil. You can't
Yeah,
my body.
I know.
Holy shit,
I
bro.
wanted to get laid.
Oh, dude. Talk about vanity. Man, go right. So what happened?
The next thing that happened was the whole room went thump, like super loud.
So physical sound. This was a physical sound. Like something
Yeah.
Like something
You can ask her too.
Alright.
You can ask her too. The whole room went of the place was like, y'all piss off the ghost in the basement. And I was like,
He said that to you, dude?
Yeah.
Because, like, so
stay away from
I
that.
will say, Marine City has like 7 or 8 antique and thrift stores, shops, whatever you want to call them. I've been to most of them, and I've never had an experience like that. I just wanted to say that anyway. So he told you that you pissed off the ghost in the basement.
Yeah.
Because while you were in the car thinking about getting laid, you're like, "Come at me, ghost!" Like,
I was just trying to make a fun date out of it. I didn't know.
So did it freak her out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It freaked both of us out.
Seems like a lot of your relationships on like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's fucked up, bro.
No, you're not lying either. It's like, yeah.
So, you just told ghost story. Let me look at my notes here. I think I might have one more ghost story.
Are we going too long? Is this too long of a thing?
Well, bro, realistically, the real product, I'll be able to cut most of this shit out. But for that, but
All right.
for the uncut. Anyway, my story.
Sorry.
All right. Well, actually, it kind of goes into the last story I have. I know. So, like, I thought about it before this episode. I only really had like 3 like real experience. Well, 4. If we want to get into the 4th, that's kind of like fringe theory, but we'll go to it anyway. But this one was weird. Again with my kid. So like, this was probably about like 8 months after my wife died, and like, life is like kind of getting back to like semi-normal, you know, like. And at least I got like a routine established at this point, you know, like a good routine. And my kid, we were sleeping in the bed downstairs for some fucking reason, but she for some reason she went under the bed, which like she never does. Like she was never like a hide under the bed fucking kid, you know. And she pulls out a picture of my wife and said Mom. And I looked under the bed. There was like no reason for that picture to be there at all. Like this bedroom me and her was sleeping in that night was like, it's just a random room in my house. Like we kept all the pictures from my wife's memorial and stuff like in a different spot. Like those photos weren't even like in that room at all. Yeah, and then like my kid just pulled out a picture of my wife and said Mom, and I was like, well, where the fuck you get that?
Yeah. Do you think there might be some sort of positive like stone tape theory going on like in this house? Do you hang out with your kid?
No, that wouldn't apply. Stone tape theory would not apply because I don't live at the same house. I lived at our house.
3 different houses.
Yeah, I lived at a different house when I was with her.
But like, has Alex been in all these houses?
Yeah, of course.
Well, maybe she rubbed off like a good enough vibe to her.
Oh, she would super dig this shit. She was super into ghosts and paranormal shit like that.
I'm just saying, maybe.
You know what? At the end of the day, paranormal shit does nothing at all to fucking make me money or provide for my child or really add any sort of happiness besides interest. It adds interest to my life, but it doesn't necessarily add like happiness to my life, right?
Well,
Like,
you think I'm here because I'm stoked? I'm terrified. I am terrified.
I know, bro. Oh, bro, but I do know what we gotta talk about next is our ghost hunting adventures together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So me and Dylan have known each other since 7th grade.
Yes. If you want to talk about.
Yeah, right. Well, you have one that I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, you were telling me, oh, you don't remember that one, and I don't remember the time you're gonna talk about here. So I can't wait to relive that memory.
Well, I remember, like, me and you were very into. I can't look at you seriously.
Dude, you didn't even hit this. contact high, bro? I didn't.
Me and you were super into like I don't know, like spirits and like ghosts of the past.
Yeah.
And we were both sold on the fact that like people walk among us, and we were so sold on it that we were both watching Ghost Adventures so hard, and we conducted.
Dude, were we still in high school? Or was this like
no.
just after high school? Was this like
Well,
was I still at the rental house?
Yeah, this was the rental house, but like I had.
Was this like early rental house?
Yeah, it had to have been
Because those years are pretty foggy to me, to be honest with you. So that would make sense that I don't remember that.
I remember I was already dropped out of high school, but we were still hanging out at the rental house. So, yeah, I remember we were hanging out in the living room, and then Aaron's like, what if we're haunted right now?
Wait, was this at the rental house or your house?
No, your house.
This was at the rental house?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, dude. Oh, those were the days.
And we were both watching Ghost Adventures at the time.
Oh my god. You know what? Now that you say that, me and you used to get really fucked up and watch really fucked up shit.
We were so high.
Oh my god.
We were so fucking high. We were so high. And then Aaron's like, we need to make sure this house does not have ghosts. And then we started smoking so much weed, and we started talking to so many ghosts.
Oh, we used to spirit box and shit.
Yeah,
I remember this now. Holy shit, dude, you sparked some neurons in my fucking brain. Yes, I remember this now. Wow. What a night. I got the tarot cards out. We did a bunch of fucked up shit that night.
we were trying so hard to talk to a ghost, and no ghost came through whatsoever.
No.
That place was 100% not fucking haunted.
I did spirit proof it though. That's why I said that before that.
Yep.
I did some whatever ritual I YouTubed online when I was into that shit. Before I found myself and realized life is a series of lies and you can't live like that. No, I'm just kidding. But fucking,
You're gay.
I know. But hey, my anime is gonna kick ass. Yo, I'm just gay enough that I can write a fucking anime, and dude, people will vibe with it. People will be having tears at the goddamn theme song of my fucking anime because that's how fucking good it is.
Dude, that rules. Dude, that rental house
was so cool, dude. I spirit proofed it. I did a sage burning ceremony.
Yeah.
Like that night, actually I remember, dude.
I was there.
Dude, you sparked. No, this was before you guys showed up. This was
sure?
before 100%. The reason I said that in the first place is I started smoking early in the morning, like I did on any rental house day. And I was like, I like I said earlier in the podcast, I fucking was always into like spirits and shit, even back when I really wanted to abuse drugs. Not only marijuana, people. I just used to smoke an obscene amount of weed. That's it. That's all. That's all, folks. So I was doing that, smoking that weed all fucking day, but I was super into smoking weed and reading about spirits at the time in particular. But, like, I also, like, always accepted, before I smoked weed, I obviously thought that kind of shit was around, but I always believe, like, if you don't pay attention to something, like, it can't really affect you when it comes to spiritual kind of shit, like, truly not give it effort or attention. That kind of shit is the best protection you have, but I was also reading about ceremonies, like, this is how you purify your house, so I did a couple purification ceremonies. One of them was like burning sage, and I did a meditation one, and there was another one, but by then the weed took over, and I'm not sure I was doing any kind of shit. So that's why that night when you came over, because there was more people there than just us. There was a couple other people there.
Yeah, Emily, Laura, that was a big one.
Yeah, that night was fucking when I was like, we need to make sure this house is spirit proof, and I was like, we were really pushing the bounds any way we could, fucking to summon spirits, and nothing happened. Probably because of the sage, bro. Nah, or we're just so fucked up.
I just think it was
I
just
don't know.
wasn't fucking haunted.
That house wasn't haunted at all, dude. That was a chill house. If anything, if anything, we left it haunted after we fucking.
Yeah,
left.
I haunted the shit.
They're gonna be having that fucking theory.
I'm the one that has that stone tape theory over that fucking house. I'm the one that left trauma behind.
That house, if anything, that house is a reverse haunting. That was just a cool.
That was a good time.
That was every time you went to that house, it was just a good time every time, man.
It was a good time.
Anyway, okay, my story of ghost hunting with you.
In the same house.
No, this
Was it not?
No.
In a rental house?
Yeah, no, it was at your house actually. Do you remember this one? Oh shit, we both get to tell ones we don't even. Oh, this is great. So I stayed the night at your house.
My mom's house?
Yeah, your mom's house. And then me and you got pretty drunk and we're like, let's go hunt for ghosts in the local cemetery. So we walked from your house to the cemetery and stayed out there for like 4 hours trying to have a ghost experience.
Yeah.
We were freaked out. But you were pretty drunk. I didn't have one. I was a little more sober than you were. I didn't have one. I did have a creepy experience though. Like, it wasn't creepy from being haunted. But, so like, when we were walking the grave at night, the graveyard, and we weren't being disrespectful. Like, we weren't doing nothing like that. We were just walking it, trying to see what's to be seen. And, we got we took flashlights with us. I was, you were walking off in your own direction. I do remember you were like, I thought I saw something over there, but you were probably just tripping. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest. Like, you were really drunk. You were really drunk that night. That's probably why you don't remember. You were pretty drunk.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
But anyway, so this was when you walked to like the back of the cemetery where it like ends at like the wood line, and I was just checking out. I was just reading people's graves. Honestly, I was just reading like whatever, all the names, and I step on this. I step on wood, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? The cemetery's grass. I step on wood. I look down, and it's a piece of plywood with a spray painted C on it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what does C stand for? Like, does that, like, in my mind, like, it's a graveyard. I'm not trying to be grim, but, like, does C stand for child? Like,
Yeah.
Like, what is that? And then, because I was pretty fucking drunk, too. I'm just saying that this is nothing I'd ever fucking do again. I was really hammered and young, and I knew there was nothing in the grave. Like, this is obviously a piece of plywood over a dug hole or something, So I pulled up the piece of plywood, and this wasn't like a full 4x8 piece of plywood. This was like a 2x2 square of plywood. And I pull up the plywood, and I look down, and it's just like a dug hole, and I didn't really know what it was about, and I put the plywood back, and me and you stumbled back home.
Yeah, did we like hang out in the grave for a second?
Did we get in the grave?
I think we did.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope we didn't do that.
I think we like hung out in the grave for a second.
We don't
And
know.
then,
I still don't think it was a grave, because even a casket for a child would be rectangular. That was a square, bro. This was just a straight up square. I
think we did that shit.
I don't remember that. I don't remember getting in the grave. I don't.
Remember that one time we were just like hanging out on your dock, and out of nowhere.
Oh no, that is creepy. Holy shit. But we're not gonna use her name anymore because of the respect of the family.
No, we don't need to.
No, I'm gonna tell the story. We're just not gonna use her name. I respect. Anyway, we knew this person at a certain time, and they passed away tragically, way too young. This happened when we were in school still, so it was pretty tragic to the whole class, obviously. Probably the whole school, whole community, the whole family. It was a really tragic situation. I'm not gonna get into details of that, but pretty much, a person everybody liked passed away, and the whole town was devastated. Like, it was just so. I even think about it now, man, and that shit's still fucking tragic as fuck. I really hope the best, man, for that family, and I That shit's always shook me up, man. Man, that happened before I could drive. I remember everyone fucking having to get fucking dropped off by their parents at the fucking funeral. Like before I could drive, that fucking happened. That was pretty. We're gonna drink that one. Anyway, that happened. That happened while I was in middle school. And this story takes place the summer after we graduate. This is the
also,
summer.
I wanna also, like, I did not know this person that tragically passed. I did not know this person. I remember the day at school. I remember how sad it was. I remember.
You knew who she was.
Yeah, I knew who she was.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember, like, how fucked up everyone else was. I did not know her, though. But I remember how weird it was on your doc. Okay.
Yeah. Bro, this is weird, dude. This is very... I'm glad you brought this up, because this is spooky right here. This is fucking...
Did you forget about it?
I didn't forget about it, but I didn't think to bring it up in this ghost podcast, but it is spooky. It fits right in. I don't know why this didn't connect in my brain. Honestly, this is really... I don't have an explanation for this at all. Like, I'm a pretty pragmatic dude, too. Like, I don't have an explanation. So this is our senior year. It's the summer of our senior year. After we graduate. You did it. You dropped out, but this is when everyone else. This is when everyone else graduated. So I was in 7th grade when this person tragically passed away. So 7th grade to senior year. What is that? 5 years. That's 5-year difference. So at said person's someone made wristbands with the girl's name on and distributed it throughout the schools during that year and that time. That's all there really is to it. So there was wristbands. There was a set number of them. Everyone got one. I lost mine, and they were all different colors. Like, they came in a color assortment. So, for example, I had a green one, and I lost it pretty much immediately because that's the type of guy I am. I lost it pretty much immediately. It was a green one with her name on it, and whatever. 5 years passed, so this is 5 years later. We are graduated, whole different time. I having a party. I have a dock where I am, so we're all out on the dock. And I went in to piss or something. I walk back out. Like, if the moon's out, like, the moon reflects off the water, it's actually, you can see pretty damn good, you know? It's not like pitch black out. And I look, and I see something, the dock that we were on, it has like 2x6s as the planks, you know? And I could see something hanging on the corner of a 2x6, like about to fall into the water. So I creep up to it, I pick it up, I'm like, oh, weird. And then I read it. This is a blue variation. It was a blue variation of said person's name of the memorial of that person. 5 years later, hanging on my dock, unbelievable. Unbelievable in the sense that it was brand new. Like, and by brand new, I mean, like, this isn't something I walked over for the past fucking 5 years and it got weathered in the same fucking place and didn't miraculously blow into the water or get splashed in the water, because the waves, when the water's rough, come over the dock. This thing would have got washed away if that was the case. If that wristband was in that place for any period of time, it would have got swept into the water and floated downstream. But this thing looked pristine, like no sun damage. You know, you like leave plastic out in the sun, like a cooler or something, get sun damage. There was no sun bleaching, no cracking. Like, the thing was pristine. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, that's fucking crazy. And you know what that was? That wristband had no reason to be there whatsoever. Nobody who was partying with us was carrying that said person's wristband onto the dock, right? Nobody there. Like, not even any of the... I asked everybody. This was crazy. I brought this thing out to the dock and everyone freaked out.
I still remember all these years later. That's why I still bring it up.
How was it like for you? Like, when I bring the wristband out to the dock?
I remember you were like, is this a fucking joke? did anyone drop this in the water? Did anyone do this and that? And everyone was like, no, no, no. And you're like, well, I just fucking received this from the water, and if anyone's playing a joke on me right now, it's not fucking funny. And, like, I didn't know her, so I was like,
No, dude, honestly, you know, I probably was like that, because honestly, that freaked me out. That freaked me out. Picking up that wristband freaked me the fuck out, because had no reason whatsoever to be there. And you know what? With this person, I was more of like an acquaintance. Like, there was someone I talked to, like, if we're sitting next to each other or whatever, say hi in the hallway. It's not like I went to her birthday parties or anything like that. We just fucking mingled, I guess is a good word. Like, we were probably closer in elementary school than we were in middle school. That is the truth. Yeah, I definitely talked to the said person a lot. Like I said, it's not like we got to birthday party status, but like I definitely remembered a lot of conversations between me and said person in school, in a school setting. But anyway, but that's why it wasn't like I probably came off angry like that because I couldn't like justify that in my head. Like, why is this wristband here? Like here right now, like. 5 years later, I probably hadn't thought of her in, months? Like, you know, as time goes by, you fucking think of tragic things less, because that's part of fucking moving on.
She was just reaching out, bro.
I don't know. I'm not going to put reasoning to it, but, like, that was a weird thing.
It was
and everyone else there thought it was
And I was there
too.
for it, yeah. I was there for that. It was very weird. If you want to, I don't know if you want to chop that up as, like, psychological.
Well, my original thought after, like, I calmed down from it, and so I asked all the ladies at the party, like, could that have dropped that off out of your purse? And then they're all looking at me like, why the fuck would he bring a purse out on the fucking dock?
Why do I still have this in my purse?
Yeah, no, but nobody even had a purse out on the dock, man. Nobody was wearing. That wasn't like that was like a wristband people wore for like a year or two, and then obviously put it into the memory drawer, or in my case, straight up lose it. But I lose shit like that, so really somber. You brought that up. I haven't thought about that in a while, man. That was trippy. I still can't get over that. It was just hanging there, dude. It was hanging on that fucking 2x6, about to fall in the fucking wall. And I mean by hanging, I mean like it was like
I remember
barely dangling, like right fucking there. Had no reason. That wristband, that particular wristband, and I know it ain't mine because it's a different color. Like I had a green one, this one was blue, and that should not have been there. I still can't get over it. That wristband should not have been there. There's no reason. Nobody would have had that on the dock. Because at the end of the day, like, you quit wearing it, you put it somewhere special, or you lose it. Like, you don't it doesn't just randomly manifest on my dock. Over the fucking water. Like, what a fucking weird.
I remember when you found it, you're like, hang on, what is this? What is this? What is this? And you pulled it up, you're like, are you fucking serious? And I was like, what is it? And you're like, I don't want to tell you what it is. And I was like, what is it? I thought you were fucking around.
Which I fuck around a lot, so that's totally.
Yeah, the boy who cried fuck around.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it's this is wristband. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, I was like, still, and you're like, I remember that.
We'll move on from it, but yeah, I still think, now that you brought it up, I've never come to a rational explanation in my mind for that.
That's paranormal, dude.
That if anything we've talked about is
That's
actually
fucking
paranormal tonight, that's it, dude. Because like literally, I can't.
Dude.
There's no reason. There's nowhere it could have came from, and there's no reason why it would have been just hanging by a thread on the edge of that goddamn, and that I happen to see it while I'm drunk and stumbling through the fucking dark, like onto the fucking dock, dude.
With me, of all people?
Yeah, dude.
We're the worst people drunk together ever.
Obviously, people are gonna know that after this podcast, obviously. But dude, like that should have never. That was weird. No, there's no explanation. No explanation. I can never explain that ever, ever. Do you want to say anything else? Do you want to talk about anything else related to ghosts right now?
Nope.
You seem kind of drunk now.
That's all I can think about, brother. Honestly, I have no idea. But
Well, is there anything that stuck out to you about the conversation we had?
yeah, we don't fucking know. We don't fucking know. And like this weird, I don't know, like this weird orb, like just absorbing into everything. I think that's interesting. And we, I don't know, something about that part of the world. Me and you were like, yeah, let's go fuck with that.
Well, I don't try to fuck with it anymore. I did used to. Actually, you wanna know when I quit fucking with it? I'll tell you right when I quit fucking with it. Do you remember when I read everybody's futures with tarot cards?
Yes.
That's when I quit fucking with the paranormal.
Yes.
After I read everybody's futures accurately, I burned the tarot cards in my yard, and I haven't done anything like that since.
And ever since that moment, I realized this, whatever this is not a force to be reckoned with.
No, it's a game of fuck around and find out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. Like, if you really want to go there, go there. But, I mean, you will find. I don't know what to tell you. That's just my experience. Maybe you find nothing. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, me neither. I see stuff, I feel stuff, and I experience stuff. I don't recommend it to nobody. Fuck anybody that know me. Fuck all that shit, dude. Like, fuck all that shit. What's the name of your podcast? Deadbeat fucking, what is it?
Dark and Delusional.
Dark and Delusional Podcast, motherfucker!
Don't like, don't subscribe. We don't care.